Hey everyone, thanks for clicking and welcome back. Find a comfortable spot because today's deep dive is a roller coaster of hope, heartbreak, and headlines that refuse to stay nailed down. We're talking about Navruz, the brooding lead whose expressive silences built an entire fandom, Ayça, the actor who matched him beat for beat on and off camera, and, in a twist nobody saw coming, rising star Alina, whose name has been pulled into the story even though she may be little more than an unwilling supporting character. I'm going to lay out the timeline, pick apart the rumors, and, most importantly, trace the human cost behind the clickbait. If thoughtful commentary is your thing, a quick like lets the algorithm know independent voices matter. Subscribing keeps you in the loop for every new episode. Ready? Let's rewind to where all of this began. Where we left off last season. Back in late spring, the gossip circuit switched on its neon warning light when Alp and Ayça, once photographed everywhere from sesame beaches to remote hiking trails in the Kakar Mountains, suddenly stopped appearing together. No shared restaurant candidates, no overlapping holiday reels, no coy, same balcony, different angle Instagram hints. Their respective PR teams called it a temporary low-signal period caused by shooting schedules, but fans fluent in body language knew something major had shifted. For weeks the silence stretched. Then, in August, two thin but promising clues surfaced. Alp was spotted outside a boutique perfumery rumored to stock Ayça's favorite Sicilian bergamot scent. Ayça, appearing on a morning radio show, let slip the line, "Sometimes it takes distance to understand equilibrium," which listeners dissected like ancient script. Those breadcrumbs convinced fandom that a reconciliation was brewing until Alp's next move detonated the theory. 2. The commercial that cracked the facade. Anyone following Turkish television knows Alp's face is catnip for advertisers. So, when a streaming platform dropped back-to-back teasers for its autumn campaign featuring Alp trading flirtatious banter with Alina, no one blinked at first. The trouble wasn't the partnership. It was the timing. Hours after those clips landed, paparazzi uploaded shots of Alp and Alina grabbing coffee near the production office. Innocent enough, co-stars, wardrobe fittings, caffeine before call time. But social media stitched the images to a narrative. Alp rebounds with Alina while Ayça waits for a birthday truce. Within a day, #Alpina trended regionally, pushing the rumored reconciliation with Ayça off the feeds. Stans gathered evidence matching noir trench coats, angled body language, the way Alina supposedly tucked a stray hair behind her ear whenever Alp laughed. It hardly mattered that the ad agency later confirmed scenes had been shot weeks earlier. The court of public opinion had delivered its verdict. 3. Ayça's birthday and the disappearing olive branch. All eyes turned to September 26th, Ayça's birthday. A date historically celebrated by the pair with low-key posts, a blurry Polaroid one year, the silhouette of conifer trees another. This time she uploaded a single vignette, a close-up of her clasped hands, platinum ring missing, captioned "Needed the quiet." Followers parsed every pixel. Where were the roses Alp always sent? Why no playful inside joke in the comments? Hours later, an unverified account leaked what it claimed was a WhatsApp screenshot. Alp texting, "Set ran late. Talk tomorrow." No proof surfaced, but the damage stuck. Fans believed Alp had skipped even a midnight call. Ayça's camp stayed mum, but family sources, speaking off record, hinted she spent the evening at her parents' house eating pistachio cacao with childhood friends, phone flipped face down. Her mother, usually gracious with the press, was overheard telling a reporter, "Our daughter deserves someone whose calendar clears when her heart does." For the rumor mill hits overdrive. Once the idea of Alp abandoning Ayça on her birthday took root, all subsequent events fell into place as proof. If Alp smiled on set, it was indifference. If he looked tired, it was guilt. A quick takeout lunch with his manager? Proof he was hiding. Meanwhile, Alina, who, by all insider accounts, spends nights studying dialect recordings, woke up to think pieces accusing her of playing the inadvertent interloper. Attempts at damage control backfired. When the streaming platform released behind-the-scenes footage showing a 20-person crew within arm's reach of Alp and Alina, conspiracy theorists screamed, diversion tactic. When Ayça's stylist posted stories of birthday balloons in her backyard, viewers asked why none were in Alp's trademark forest green. Clearly he'd skipped involvement. 5. What actually happened? A step-by-step breakdown. Early September. Alp and Ayça hold a private, 3-hour meeting at an Üsküdar tea house, verified by CCTV that never leaked to the press. Both agree to pause the relationship until work schedules relent. They leave separately to avoid setting off alarms. Mid-September. The ad campaign with Alina enters final color grading. Alp, contractually obliged, attends set for reshoots, close-ups only, no dialogue changes. September 24th. Ayça's parents invite Alp to a pre-birthday family dinner. He declines, citing night shoots, but couriers a vintage poetry volume to their doorstep. Package arrives after midnight. Security camera timestamp confirms. September 26th. Alp wraps at 4 o'clock, grabs 2 hours of sleep, begins ADR at 7 o'clock. His assistant sends a birthday video message recorded in the studio lounge. Ayça views it, blue ticks confirm on her end, but chooses no public acknowledgement. Family unfollows Alp's official fan page within 24 hours. September 29th. Paparazzi publish coffee photos. Internet meltdown ensues. Alina's team issues neutral statement. Any interpretation beyond professional collaboration is inaccurate. Statement receives 12K laughing emoji reactions in 6 hours. 6. Parsing blame. Parsing pain. From the outside it's tidy to label villains and saints, but real life occupies murkier ground. Alp misread the emotional weight of a birthday that followed weeks of tension, a strategic error, not necessarily malicious neglect. Ayça, hoping for reconciliation, invested expectations in a single date, ignoring prior agreements to keep space. Alina became collateral, her innocence no shield against click economy narratives. Where families come in, the picture intensifies. Traditional Turkish households often view public slight as private wound. Ayça's relatives, protective after seeing her retreat from limelight during the split, redirected frustration toward Alp. Insider reports claim a cousin confronted him via text, writing, "You treat schedules like gods. Don't forget they won't hold your hand at dawn when regret floods in." Harsh? Yes. Human? Also yes. 7. Career fallout, short-term turbulence, long-term strategy. Networks hate chaos. Several February talk show invites for Alp now dangle in limbo. Producers fear any Q&A will devolve into relationship autopsy. Ayça's agency, sensing sympathy momentum, accelerated negotiations for her to headline a romance miniseries, leaning into public perception of her as the wounded heroine. Alina, determined to steer clear of the triangle, quietly accepted a role in a period thriller shooting in the Balkans, limited paparazzi access, built-in distance from Istanbul headlines. Yet none of the three is cancelled. Turkish audiences forgive quickly when performances deliver. If Alp's upcoming legal drama pilot lands ratings, think pieces will pivot to career triumph after personal trial. If Ayça's miniseries captures hearts, she'll graduate from ensemble darling to bankable lead. Alina, already labeled versatile, will add resilient to her brand. 8. The emotional cost nobody calculates. Behind every rumor cycle sits lost sleep, Ayça pacing a guest room floor, phone lighting up with sympathetic texts that only bruise deeper, Alp scrolling comment sections until dawn, half tempted to defend himself, but advised silence by PR. Alina cross-checking every post she's ever liked, terrified a 2-year-old emoji becomes misconstrued evidence. Those costs rarely headline. They exist in the fluorescent hum of edit bays at 3 o'clock, in the way a set medic pauses before asking, "Are you hydrated?" Because the real question is, are you holding it together? Fandom rarely sees the tremor when a stylist's hand pins a collar. the half-beat an actor takes before a scene to blink away digital echo chambers. 9. Where things might go from here. Best case, Alp and Ayça, having processed grief separately, either rediscover equilibrium as friends or choose dignified distance. Alp issues a brief, no-finger-pointing statement acknowledging missteps. Ayça echoes gratitude for shared history. Fandom cools. PR stalemate, they continue silent, letting projects eclipse personal arcs. Internet interest wanes, but occasional remember when threads flare. Worst case, a leaked voice memo or out-of-context on-set remark reignites feud. Brands hesitate. Projects scramble. Given each actor's tendency toward restraint, expect scenario 1 or 2. They know industry longevity rests on professionalism, not perpetual headline residency. 10. Closing thought and your take. Stories like this mirror our own dilemmas writ large: how to balance work and love, how to weigh one date against months of pressure, how rumors can drown out intent. I've walked you through verified timelines and credible whispers. Now I'd love your perspective. Have you ever misjudged a partner's milestone and paid the emotional price? How do you feel about scapegoating third parties who never signed up for the narrative? Share your insights below respectfully, and let's widen the lens together. If this breakdown sharpened the view beyond sensational headlines, a quick like helps more viewers find context over chaos. Subscribe if you crave weekly dives into the real stories hiding behind trending tags. Members, keep an eye on the community tab. I'll drop annotated timelines and source links later this week. Thanks for watching. Hold empathy as tightly as your takes. Question the first version of every rumor, and I'll see you in the next video.